Welcome, dear aspiring flying officers and aspiring assistant commandants. In this lecture, we are going to discuss ratio proportion and time and work examples. And after the discussion of these examples, you have a sectional practice test on ratio proportion and time and work. And there are 20 questions. The time given is 20 minutes. That is a 1 minute a question. And all these questions are based on the examples which we are going to discuss. So it should be very, very easy for you to solve the test, all questions correctly. So the very first example which we are going to discuss in ratio proportion is 14,400 rupees is divided among J, P and D in such a way that the share of J is the sum of P and 3/8 of P's share. And the share of P is 2/7 of the total share of J and D. Now the question is, what amounts do J, P and D get? So I request you to take a minute pause, try to solve the question and then look for the solution. Okay, I hope you have attempted this question. Now let us see. In the first line it is given the J's share is P's share plus 3/8 of P's share. So J equal to P plus 3/8 of P. That implies J is 11/8 P. Now let us have P in the denominator. That is J by P is equal to 11/8. Now from the second line of the question, P's share is 2/7 of J plus D's share. So P equal to 2 plus D, 2 divided by 7 into J plus D. So again, for comparison, let us have P in the denominator. So J plus D by P is equal to 7/2, right? So now we have got two equations. The first one is J by P equal to 11/8. The second one is J plus D by P equal to 7/2. Now, if the denominator were same in both the ratios, then we can easily compare them. So, to make the denominators same, you observe in one fraction it is 8 and in the second fraction it is 2. So, we should get the same denominator, same number in the denominator. So we have to multiply J plus D by P by 8, that is 8 into equal to 16, and J by P by 2, that is 2 into 8 equal to 16. So that is how we are going to equate these two fractions. So J plus D by P, what we are doing, we are going to multiply and divide by 8. So 7 divided by 2 into 8 divided by 8. That is going to be 56/16. And J by P, we are going to multiply and divide by 2. So 11/8 into 2/2. That is 22/16. So now in both the fractions, we have got the denominator as 16. Now we can easily compare them. Right? So here J plus D is 56 and J is 22. So now substitute the value of J equal to 22 in J plus D. So that will give us the value of P as 16. Right? So J plus D is 56. We have got P as 16. So J will be 22 plus D equal to 56. That is D equal to 56 minus 22, 34. So we have got all the three values now. J, P, D. J is 22. We already got it. P is 16. We already got it. And D as 34. So 22 to 16 to 34. Now divide it by 2. Divide this JPD ratio by 2. So we have got 11 to 8 to 17. Now finding out the shares is very easy. 11 plus 8 plus 17 is 36. So share of J in 14,400 is equal to 11 by 36 into 14,400. So that gives us 4,400. And share of P. What is share of P? It is to be 8 by 36 into 14,400. So that brings us to 3,200 rupees. And the share of D is 14,400 into, now share of D is, the ratio is 17. So 17 by 36 into 14,400, it gives us 6,800 rupees. So the correct option answer is J is to P is to D is 4,400 to 3,200 to 6,800. Okay. Now let us go for the second example. Apples and oranges were bought in the ratio of 7:4 and it costed 265 rupees. And the ratio is being reversed now. If they are bought in the ratio of 4:7, it costs 241 rupees. Find the ratio of the price of one apple to one orange. Right? So take a minute, pause, attempt this question. If you are able to solve it very well, otherwise look up for the solution. Okay, I hope you could solve the question. Now let us see. The price of apple, let it be A, and the price of orange be B. So from the first line, 7:4 ratio, that means 7A plus 4B is equal to 265. And from the second line, the ratio 4:7, that is 4A plus 7B is equal to 241. These are the two equations. Now simply solve them. So what we get, that is you deduct second equation from first equation. So we get 7A minus 4A plus 4B minus 7B is equal to 265 minus 241. So 3A minus 3B is 24. Take 3 common. So A minus B is equal to 24 divided by 3. So A minus B is 8. That means A is 8 plus B. Now substitute this value of A equal to 8 plus B, and then we get A as 27 and B as 19. So the ratio, it is asked, find the ratio of apple to orange. So we said apple is A, orange is B. So the ratio is 27 to 19. Observe, the ratio is reversed in option C. Even though the numbers are correct, but they do not represent the correct ratio, correct numbers, right? So the correct option is 27 to 19, right? And also you will get 54 to 38, but ratio should always be mentioned in simplified form. So the answer is going to be 27 to 19. Now next example. Incomes of A, B, and C are in the ratio 10, 12, 9. And their expenditures are in the ratio 12, 15, 8. If B saves 1/4 of his income, what is the ratio of the savings of A, B, and C? So I request you to please take a minute pause and try to solve this question. Okay. Now let us suppose we have got ABC in the ratio 10, 12, 9. So let us suppose A's income is 1000 rupees. Then B's income will be 1200 rupees and C's income will be 900. Okay. B saves 1/4 of his income. That means 1200 into 1/4 is 300. So B's saving is 300, income is 1200. That means expenditure is 1200 minus 300, 900. So that implies the total expenditure. Okay, this 15 divided by 35. What is 50? How did we get 15 by 35? Expenditures are in the ratio 12 to 15 to 8. So 12 plus 15 plus 8 is 35. So B's expenditure 15 by 35 into 900. I'm sorry, 35 by 15 into 900, 2100. That is the total expenditure. So from this 2100 rupees, the expenditure is in the ratio of 12 is to 15 is to 8. So we already got B's expenditure as 900. So let us find out A's expenditure. 12 by 35 into 2100, 720 rupees. And you deduct this 720 rupees from 1000, that is A's income. We'll get A's savings as 280. And then C's expenditure is 8 by 35 into 2100 is 480. Now deduct this 480 rupees from 900, we'll get C's savings, that is 420. Now the ratio is being asked, the savings ratio. So A to B to C, that is 280 to 300 to 420. Now simplifying it, we get 14 to 15 to 21, which is option A. Now let us see the next example. Fourth one. Salaries of A and P are in the ratio of 3 is to 5. And if the salary of each of them is increased by 5,000, the new ratio becomes 5 to 7. Right? Both of them, the salary is being increased by 5,000. That is the key point. Now the question is, what is A's present salary? So as usual, please take a minute pause and try to solve the question. Okay. Now let A's salary be 3x. We have got the ratio 3 to 5. So 3x to 5x. And their salary is being increased by 5,000 rupees. Both. So 3x plus 5,000 whole divided by 5x plus 5,000. What is the new ratio? 5 by 7. So now simply cross multiply. 7 into 3x plus 5,000 is equal to 5 into 5x plus 5,000. So we have got 21x plus 35,000 equal to 25x plus 25,000. Now simply rearrange the like terms. You will get x equal to 2,500. So A's salary, x equal to 2,500. So A's present salary is 3 into 2,500, which is 7,500. So the correct answer is option B, 7,500 rupees. So remember this equation well. It is going to be helpful to you in all such income, expenditure, savings questions. Let us move on to the fifth question. Now this example is equalization of ratios. Now let us take up one, easy question. This is a PYQ from AFCAT 2018. 700 rupees is divided among A, B, C in such a way that the ratio of the amount of A and B is 2 is to 3. That of B and C is 4 is to 5. Now find the amounts in rupees, each of them received in the order of A, B, C. We have got A is to B ratio and B is to C ratio. So we have to find out A is to B is to C. Now if you observe, A is to B is 2 is to 3 and B is to C is 4 is to 5. So we have got two different numbers. We have to get the same number in both the ratios for B. Only then we can compare. Now observe 3 and 4. Numbers 3 and 4, they are co-prime to each other. So to get the same number in both the ratios, what we have to do is multiply them. So 3 into 4. So the first A is to B, we have to multiply by 4, and B is to C, we have to multiply by 3. Okay. So if you multiply A to B by 4, 4 into 2 is 8, and 4 into 3 is 12. So 8 into 12, 8 to 12, that is the first ratio. Now second ratio, B is to C, we said we have to multiply it by 3. So 3 into 4 is 12, and 3 into 5 is 15. So the second ratio is 12 to 15. Now if you observe, the value of B in both the ratios is one and the same, that is 12. So 8 is to 12 and 12 is to 15. Now the comparison is easy. So A to B to C will now be 8 to 12 to 15. Right? Now you know how to solve it. A plus B plus C, 8 plus 12 plus 15 is 35. And A's amount is 8 by 35 is 160. B's amount 12 by 35 into 700, 240. C's amount 15 by 35 into 700 is 300. Right? So the correct option is 160 rupees, 240 rupees, and 300 rupees. Now the next example is a little bit tough. This is also equation of ratios. Right? Now here there are 4 persons, and obviously A is to B, B is to C, C is to D. There are 3 ratios. Right? So 5,300 rupees is divided among A, B, C, D. And what is the ratio? A to B is 3 is to 4. B to C is 8 is to 10. C to D is 15 to 17. Find the amounts in rupees each of them received in the order of A, B, C, D. So this is little bit tough. Tough. What do we mean by tough? More time. So please take about a minute and solve this. Okay, I hope you are able to solve this. Now let us look at the solution. There are 4 elements, right? And unlike the 3 elements, wherever you have got 4 or more, what we have to do is you have to start equalizing from the last of the ratio. That is, we have got A to B, B to C, C to D. So from C to D, you have to start equalizing it. Otherwise, what happens? Every time you will have to deal with all the 3 ratios. Okay. So the what is the last ratio? C and D is 15 to 17. So from that, let us start. C and D is 15 to 17, and B and C is 8 to 10. So C, we have got 2 different values, 10 and 15. Now what we should do? Simply B and C multiply by 15, and C and D multiply by 10. Okay. So 8 into 15, we have got 120, and 10 into 15, 150. That is second ratio, that is B is to C. And the last ratio, C is to D, we have to multiply by 10. So 15 into 10, 150, 17 into 10, 170. So in both the ratios, C value, we have got the same, that is 150. So it is now BCD, what it is? It is 120, 150, 170. Right? Now let us move to the second and first ratio. A to B is 3 to 4, and B to C is 120 to 150. Right. So here again, B is having 2 different values, 4 and 120. So again, to make 4 as 120, we have to, what we have to do? Multiply it by 30. And we want C as 120. So we have to keep the second ratio, that is B is to C, as same. So 3 into 30 is 90. 4 into 30 is 120. So 90 to 120 is A to B, and B to C is 120 to 150. So now we got all the values. That is A, B we have got, B, C we got, C, D we have got. And in all the three ratios, B value we are getting as 90, C value we are getting as 120. Right? So A to B as 90 to 120, B to C 120 to 150, C to D 150 to 170. Right? So A, B, C, D is 19 to 120 to 150 to 170. Right? Now it is very simple. The ratio, now let us divide this by 10. So we get 9, 12, 15, 17. This we cannot simplify it any further because of the presence of the prime number 17 there. Right. So A's share will be 9 by 53, 9 by 53 into 5,300, 900 rupees. B we get 1200. Right. So correct option. B we get 900. B we get 1200. C we get 1500, and D we get 1700. So the correct answer is 900 to 1200 to 1500 to 1700. Right? Now we have discussed 6 examples on ratio proportion. Now let us discuss a few PYQ level questions on time and work. So Mohit can do a piece of work in 6 days, while Rohit can do it in 4 days and Akshit can do it in 12 days. So we have got 3 persons. Rohit and Akshit can assist Mohit only on alternate days. That is only on second day. Rohit and Akshit. Second person, third person. Mohit worked for a day, and on the second day, Mohit, Rohit and Akshit have worked. Now, to finish the work in the shortest possible time, who should be deployed for the work? And in how many additional days does the work get completed? Right? So, please try this question. You may take 2 minutes for this. Please pause the video and try to solve the question. Okay. Now let us see what is the solution. Mohit can do a piece of work in 6 days. That means his 1 day of work is 1 by 6. Rohit and Akshit's 1 day of work will be 1 by 4 plus 1 by 12. So I am putting the direct formula shortcut. So A plus B by A into B. That is 4 plus 12 whole divided by 4 into 12. That is 16 by 48. It is 1 by 3. So Rohit's and Akshit's 1 day of work is 1/3. Now, on first day, only Mohit has worked. So he has done 1 by 6th work. So what is the balance work? 1 minus 1 by 6, which is 5 by 6. Now, on second day, all the three have worked. So that is 1 by 6. Mohit is 1 by 6. And Rohit plus Akshit, 1 by 3. So that gives us half work. Right? So from balance of 5 by 6th work, half work is completed. So 5 by 6 minus 1 by 2. It will be 1 by 3. So what is the balance work now? 1 by 3. Right. Now, who should be, the question is to finish the work in the shortest possible time, who should be deployed for the work? And in how many days? In how many additional days does the work get completed? Right. So balance work is 1/3, and incidentally, Rohit and Akshit's 1 day of work is 1 by 3rd. Right. And Mohit's 1 day of work is 1 by 6th. So Rohit and Akshit can complete this work in 1 day, whereas Mohit will take 2 days. So shortest possible time, Rohit and Akshit should be deployed, and they will do it in 1 day. So the correct answer is option B, Rohit and Akshit, 1 day. Right? I hope you understood it. If you are not understanding, just please rewind the video and listen to it once again. You will get it. Next example. This is a PYQ 2016 AFCAT. A and B can do a piece of work in 30 days, while B and C can do the same work in 24 days, and C and A can do in 20 days. That is A plus B 30 days, B plus C 24 days, C plus A 20 days. They all work together for 10 days when B and C leave. That is only A is left out. And how many days more will A take to finish the work? So please take a minute pause and try to solve this question. Okay. Let us look at the solution. A plus B 30 days, B plus C 24 days, C plus D 20 days. Okay. So A plus B, B plus C, C plus D, 1 day of work will be 1 by 30 plus 1 by 24 plus 1 by 20. So that is 2A plus 2B plus 2C is equal to 1 by 8. So A plus B plus C is equal to 1 by 8 into 1 by 2. We are doing cross multiplication. So that is 116. So A plus B plus C's 1 day of work is 1 by 16th. So their 10 days work will be 10 into 1 by 16, 5 by 8. Right? So 10 days they have worked, they have completed 5 by 8 work. So what is the balance work? 1 minus 5 by 8, 3/8 is the balance work. Right? Now the question is, how many more days will A take to finish the work? Right? Now, we have got A plus B, B plus C, C plus D, but we do not have only A's work. So we have to get A's work. Right? So A's 1 day work, how do we get? A plus B plus C minus B minus C. So A plus B plus C, we already know 1 by 16. And B plus C, we already know 1 by 24, their 1 day work. So 1 by 16 minus 1 by 24 is going to be 1 by 48. Right? So if A's 1 day work is 1 by 48, that means he takes 48 days. Right? Now, to complete one work, he takes 48 days. And to complete 3/8 work, how many days does he require? Obviously, less days. So, 48 into 3 by 8 is equal to 6 into 3, 18 days. Right? So, the correct option is 18 days, option B. I hope you understood the solution. Now, let us check the next example. This is also a PYQ. Right? A, B, and C can do a piece of work in 20 days, 30 days, and 60 days respectively. In how many days can A do the work if he is assisted by B and C on every third day? Right. So, A is working every day and B and C work with him only on every third day. Right. So, let us see. Please try this question on your own. Take a minute, pause. Okay. I hope you have tried it. Now, work done by A in 2 days. Okay. So, what it is given? A is assisted by B and C only on every third day. So, 2 days he is working. A. So, work done by A in 2 days is 2 into 1 by 20 is 1/10. Right. So, he is doing 1/10 work in 2 days. And on the third day, B and C are joining. So, 1 by 20 plus 1 by 30 plus 1 by 60, that is 1/10. Okay. So, On the third day, all together, A, B, C, together they are doing 1/10. Whereas in the first 2 days, A has already done 1/10. So, how much work they have done at the end of third day? That is 1/10 plus 1/10, which is 1/5. Right. So, here please observe this uh, observation. Every 3 days, 1/5 of work is completed. Right. Now, simply the total work, if 3 days, 1/5 is completed, total work will be 3 into 5, 15 days. That's all. Right. So, the how many days can A do the work if he is assisted by B and C on every third day is 15 days. That is the answer. Right? Please observe this. Every 3 days, 1/5 of work is completed. So the full work is completed in 3 into 5, 15. Right? So let us see the next example. This is also a PYQ. A is 5 times efficient as B. A completes a piece of work in 60 days less than B. How many days will they take working alone? Right? That is, how many days will they take working alone means A, how many days does he require, and B, how many days does he require. So please try to solve it on your own, and please take a minute pause. Okay, I hope you have tried it. Now, observe efficiency and the time are inversely proportional. That is, the more efficient one will take the less amount of time. Right? So A is 5 times efficient as B. That means A requires, if A requires X days, B requires 5X days. So that is the information given. Now it is given A completes a piece of work in 60 days less than B. Okay. So we have already calculated B requires 5X days. So 5X minus X is equal to 60. Right. So 60 days. A completes a piece of work in 60 days less than B. So 5X minus X is equal to 60. So 4X is 60. X is 15 days. Right. So A requires 15 days. We said no, X is X represents A. So if X is 15 days, B takes 5 times. So 15 into 5, 75 days. So individually, A requires 15 days and B requires 75 days. Right? This is a tricky one, right? And it is only one line answer. Right? So now, please take up this test of 20 questions in 20 minutes. And don't worry, all these questions, 20 questions are based on the 10 examples which we have discussed. So please rewind the video and try to understand every question 2-3 times. You will be able to solve all the 20 questions easily. Right? And at the end of the video, there is an answer key also. So you may start this, and for every question, you please pause the video for a minute and solve it, and then move on to the next question.